Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Joining me now is Kenny Stauffer with Neogen. Kenny, thank you so much for being on with me today.
Absolutely. We always enjoy this opportunity to be on Sunrise with Superior. It's a great opportunity.
Kenny, we are so looking forward to Neogen's launch of y'all's new program through Superior Livestock Auction. Let's talk about that and the details of this new program y'all have.
Absolutely. So we have formed a partnership with our great team with Superior Livestock, and the program is going to be called Identity Branded. And it's going to allow our producers across the country that have trusted in genomics to be able to identify those cattle on upcoming lots as they market their cattle through Superior Livestock. And we'll have two different divisions, whether it's a producer that is wanting to really focus on the maternal side, or it's a customer that's wanting to focus more on the terminal side and selling their feeders into the feedlot sector. So with the Identity Branded program, there's going to be 3 tiers. There's going to be the top 25% is going to be branded as elite. The next quartile, that will be Identity Premier. And then the third quartile will be Identity Choice. So that allows the producer and the superior rep the ability to really open up the transparency on this group of calves, whether it's maternal or terminal. You know, what are the characteristic traits of this lot that it'll allow the buyers or the sellers to have more transparency into what the actual genetic makeup of these cattle are.
And Kenny, we see that genetics and DNA testing are so prevalent in the seed stock industry, but Neogen is really bringing that into the commercial sector. Let's talk about how that is so important in today's market.
Yeah, you're right. DNA is relatively a quote unquote a new technology, but it's been around for 10 years, and the seed stock industry and the dairy industry has really adopted it. And they've seen the genetic growth in their herds exponentially grow from what would normally take 2, 3, 4 generations to find the inferior or superior cattle. Now they can find that at day one of their life. So the commercial sector has now realized that, hey, just because this animal looks good doesn't mean that that's what this animal is going to do as a cow or in the feedlot. Now we can tell at day one of age, what is the genetic makeup? How much stability or how much fertility is this female going to have? Or what are going to be the carcass closeouts or the average daily gain, or just the efficiencies in a feed yard. We now have the ability through the massive database that we have. We're able to give that producer insight to that animal before they have either spent $2,000 in production costs to get that female to calving, or if they've invested in that calf to put in the feed yard and they realize, hey, maybe this is not exactly what I'm looking for. They now have that ability the day of the sale to know what they're purchasing. It just takes a lot of the guesswork and a lot of some of that risk out of that they know exactly what they are. And that's what Superior is about. Superior is about reputation. The buyers and the sellers, they know what Superior has, and they want to offer the best cattle that there are. Well, we're just coming alongside as a partner and saying, here's one more tool that your customers can have that'll take a lot of that guesswork out.
And to wrap up this interview, let's talk a little bit about how DNA testing in a commercial herd, how that looks like for a producer.
Yeah, and that's a good question, because that's something that we get asked a lot. People think that it's difficult. It's not. The technology today, whether it's a TSU, a tissue sample unit, the producer is already tagging that calf. That producer is already vaccinating that calf. The producer is already touching that calf. So why not take a TSU or a blood sample, whichever is most convenient, but do it when it's convenient. You don't have to go have an extra step or an extra day of working these calves. Do it at branding, do it at birth, at tagging, do it at preconditioning. It doesn't matter when they do it. the technology is there. They just have to simply get us a sample, and 14 to 21 days later, they will have a complete genetic makeup of that calf. They'll have 16 traits, 3 indexes, parentage. They'll know as much about that animal on that day as they will 2, 3, 4 years later that it's going to take before they realize if this is the right calf or the right genetics that they're looking for.
Well, Kenny, we are really looking forward to this new program with Neogen. We appreciate you being on, and we look forward to seeing you at our summer sales.
Thank you. And if anybody has any questions, talk to their superior rep, talk to any of the Neogen team, and we'd be happy to help them add one more tool in their toolbox when they market their animals.